Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
What's up guys, I'm Andy from 1A Auto. Today I'm going to be diagnosing a power steering problem with this 2008 Chevy Silverado two-wheel drive. If you need any parts for your vehicle, click the link in the description and head over to 1aauto.com. Alright, first we're going to start the vehicle and see what our power steering is doing. Let it stabilize. Yep, there's no power steering assist. And you can hear a lot of moaning noise right there. That's the pump that's moaning. It sounds like it's low on fluid, so we're going to shut it off and check the fluid. I'll pop the hood right here near the footrest. Pull that lever. To release the hood, just push the lever towards the driver's side. Lift up on the hood. Power steering reservoir is right here. It's actually attached to the pump on this vehicle. So we're going to pull the cap off. I'm just going to wipe it down. The dipstick is attached to the cap. Reinsert the dipstick and pull it out again. And we can see there's actually no fluid on the dipstick at all, which is not good. So we must have a leak somewhere. Before we get into finding the leak, I'm actually going to top off the fluid and make sure the pump is actually working. All right, so I'm going to take a funnel. I'm going to take the appropriate power steering fluid for the vehicle. You can generally check it in your owner's manual. See what kind of fluid it takes. Pour a little bit in there. Actually, I can see down in there, it's actually very frothy. You can see it, even after topping it off. So we'll put the cap back on. You can recheck the level. And there's a good amount of power steering fluid, so now we can at least start the vehicle and see if we have any power steering assist back. All right, now I'm going to start the vehicle again. Just going to let it idle for a minute or two. And I'm going to take and try turning the wheel. And actually the power steering actually came back, so the assist is working. So at that point, that just tells us our pump is working and the rack is doing its job, which is good. So now we're going to raise the vehicle up and check for leaks. Before we even raise the vehicle, we notice underneath the vehicle there's actually a puddle of some type of fluid. It looks to be power steering fluid. So we're going to check this general area. If it was further back, then we'd want to check something further back, but it seems pretty close to the front of the vehicle. Gives us a good idea of where to look. Now I'm going to raise and support the vehicle. We're using a 2-post lift. If you're doing this at your house, you can use a jack and jack stands. With the vehicle raised, we notice in the front of the vehicle where we saw the puddle, there's a lot of fluid in this general area right here. So now I'm going to talk about how the power steering system actually works. What we have is we have our power steering pump, which is belt driven in this vehicle. It's a hydraulic system, and it is going to pump the fluid through a line. That line is going to come down here, and it's actually going into the steering rack itself. If you come over on this side, this is the steering rack. Now when you turn the wheel back and forth, it senses the direction you want to go and gives you the assist in that direction. And then from the steering rack, it sends hydraulic fluid back out this steering line right here. There's a hose, and that goes to the front, which there is actually a power steering cooler. Now that cools the fluid down so that it will last longer. and then from the cooler, it will send it back to the power steering pump. So the cooler being in this area, I believe we have a power steering cooler that has rotted away, and that's where our fluid leak is. So we lowered the vehicle a little bit so we could see the cooler a little better. And if you look through the grill, the cooler is right here. And actually right there in that location is where our fluid is coming out. So this line is rotted off. This truck is from New England and we get a lot of rust on vehicles. So it's a pretty common problem with these vehicles is the power steering cooler rotting away and causing a power steering leak, which will give you lack of power steering fluid. Now we're going to go ahead and replace that steering cooler. If you want to watch that video, click the link in the description.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.